Netflix's Kingdom is a South Korean zombie horror web series. It was one of many attempts by the South Korean film industry at recreating the success of Train to Busan, a film that went viral. I binged the whole thing over winter break, and here's why you should too. First off, the concept. In the movies, we've all seen what a modern-day zombie apocalypse would look like. Sure, the zombies are terrifying, but at least humans have a greater access to guns and explosives. So the writers of this show decided to bring a zombie apocalypse back to the late 1500s, where you can't blow shit up or snipe a zombie from a mile away. As a result, this world feels more perilous, where even the most skilled warriors, the most skilled swordsmen, are constantly in danger. Anytime they want to kill a zombie, they have to get up real close and slice the zombie's head off before they get bitten. This intensifies the tension and suspense of the show. We also have a great story. Kingdom is more than just a show about a zombie apocalypse. At its core, it's a political thriller. Well, to be more specific, it's a phenomenal political thriller. In fact, the zombie apocalypse is more often than not a plot device that helps move the political storyline forward. What I'm saying is the zombies are great, but they're supporting an even greater storyline, an even greater narrative. We have great characters. This show isn't a cheap thriller. It's very character-driven. Our main character and protagonist, Prince Chang, is constantly being tested on two ends. On one end, a coup d'etat is being enacted to uproot him from the throne that is rightfully his. On the other end, the prince must protect the lives of many innocents from the wrath of the zombies. Alongside the prince, we have many other interesting supporting characters, albeit archetypal, like the loyal and friendly servant, the kind and benevolent nurse, the fierce but merciless soldier that will do whatever he can to survive, the incompetent politicians, the wrathful and calculating political puppet master and his two kids, his son, the asshole that got the job of army commander because daddy has a lot of power, and his daughter, who has daddy issues and is batshit crazy. And trust me, there are more. You'll just have to see for yourself. Acting good. The acting is really good all around, but I don't want to focus on the actors for the human characters. No, I actually want to focus on the actors that played the zombies, cause the zombies in this show were really great. I have a grudge against the boring, stereotypical zombies that just meander around and take their time. This is the reason why I could never get into The Walking Dead in the first place. Well, for all you cross-country runners out there, and I know you're out there, the zombies from Kingdom will give you a run for your money. I'm dead serious. But not only that, I love the facial expressions of the zombies, the sounds that they make, and the way they just stand up and become zombies. It's like a dance move. It makes them far more terrifying and far more intimidating. This show has great world building. Everyone that was in charge of the tangibles, like the makeup, the costume design, and the sets, did bits for the show. I don't claim to know much about the history of Korea, and maybe there are some aesthetic or visual inaccuracies that I'm completely unaware of, but I was pleased to see that everything looked authentic and realistic and not abundantly CGI'd. That's surely a good start. And when special effects were involved, they were still great and didn't distract me from the experience. Wow, that was deep. To me, this is what usually sets apart a good work of art from a great one. This TV show was a very enjoyable ride, but everything's all said and done. The ride's finished, I've unbuckled my seatbelt, and I'm now heading to the cubbyhole to get my bag of belongings. The big question that still stands is, what's the point of all this? What meanings can I take away from this ride and keep with me for a long time afterwards? Kingdom surprisingly has a lot to say. It underscores the immorality and inhumanity of class differences that are inherent to a state run by a monarchy. It highlights the terrible but sometimes necessary atrocities of war. It answers the question of what it means to be a great leader against all odds. And most importantly, it just reminds us how messy our world is. It's easy to point fingers at each other, and to be angry at each other, and to hate each other. But most people, if not all people, have a legitimate reason for doing the things that they do, for making the choices that they make, even if these things and choices clash. To survive in this world, it's vital to remember that conflicts are pretty much never as unambiguous as good versus evil. Hey, here's something that you don't have to pirate because it's already on Netflix. It's also not that long. You'll finish it in no time. Although to be fair, the show isn't actually over yet. They're gonna add more episodes, hopefully another season. And if through all of this I still haven't convinced you to start watching this show, then perhaps it's time to rewatch Train to Busan just to remind yourself why zombies are so cool. But at the end of the day, zombie apocalypses are just fictional gimmicks that are meant to sell a product to consumers. The truest beauty of a film or a TV show always lies in the concept, the story, the characters, the performances, the world building, the themes, and the overall execution. And by such standards, Kingdom is nothing short of an effectively thrilling series.